Hi, this is James with JL Junk Removal. I'm here to just like spread some positivity. Just kind of talk about my life ever since I started my own business. I've had every job in the book, you can name it, from restaurants to retail, cashiering, bagging, car sales, mattress sales, factory work. I mean, the list goes on. So got to a point in my life where I just decided that I wanted to change, and I was absolutely done with being just another number and not really being taken care of the way that I felt I should be taken care of as an employee. So that's kind of what helped me create my business, and I'll talk a little bit about that. I was selling beds. I was working probably 10, 12 hours a day. Um, it was pretty much a desk job, like where, people would come in the store, want to buy beds, you know, try them out. If they liked it, you give them all the information, you try to sell them a bed. But for me, I just wasn't satisfied and I wanted more. And I knew the time that I was giving to each and every one of these jobs, I was giving them a lot of hours of my life that you'll never get back. So, shit, I had so much time at that job that I basically created my business to even with the point where I added up, like, for instance, if I was to work there for 10 years and do the math, like how many hours you're actually spending in this box, this place that I wasn't really happy. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. Um, and I'm sure there are people that absolutely love what they do, and that's fine. But this is for the people that are not fulfilled, that want something bigger, that want something more. Because if, for instance, if you lose your job or you get fired or something happens, you get fired, you got to start over. And I had to do that so many times, over and over. I mean, I probably averaged about a job a year, like literally, like I could not keep a job. Um, for some reason, I couldn't keep it. I was not happy. So I was not gonna fake, pretending to be happy at work. So just came to a point where, you know, I had so much time that I decided that I'm gonna do something every day that will get me to the place that I know I can be at. And so every day when I went into work, I completely shut everything off. And I basically had to brainwash myself, switching mentalities from an employee to a business owner slash CEO. Um, so I soaked as much information as I could, watching videos, that's where I created my brand logo for my business. That's where I created all the accounts on Google, Yelp, Yahoo, Bing, you name it, Craigslist, Angie's List. That's where I put in the work. I was making cold calls. I was calling contractors, trying to call realtors, and just put the word out there. So basically doing all the legwork while I was working at my job. And so I made a decision to put my 2 weeks in and just quit and try to make it full time as a self-employed business owner. I was doing side jobs while I was working. So like after work, I would go and do a few side jobs, small ones, maybe stuff that could fit in the back of a truck. But yeah, so I decided to quit my job and go full time. And definitely wasn't easy. Definitely wasn't easy. And I'll talk about how the idea kind of sparked on starting the business in the beginning for me. So I used to sell cars for a little while, and I have a fascination with buying and selling cars, and it's just fun, and I like to make some side cash, you know. Well, me and my dad bought this truck, and we intended to flip it. We probably could have made about 500 bucks, and then probably would have split it. But you know, I decided for some reason I could not sell this truck. I had it dirt cheap. I think we barely made like $200 on it. But before we sold it, I decided, hey, what can I do right now to make money? Like right now. All I had was that beat up Chevy truck. So first thing I did was put ads up on Craigslist. And that's kind of where it sparked. That's where it sparked. Once I had the truck and I put those ads up, and then I started got my first call. That was it. Like it was just it was a snowball effect, and I knew I wanted to do this for a living. So I worked up enough courage, I guess you could call it, to just put my 2 weeks in, and made sure that all my debt was pretty low. My bills were low, that I was at a good spot to just take the leap and just do it. So yeah, so put my 2 weeks in, and man, I haven't looked back since. There's been a few rough patches where I really considered getting a job, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times throughout about 2.5 years of doing it, where I decided like, man, I gotta go back to a secure paycheck. But man, for me, I knew that I had to weather the storm. I had to weather this difficulty, because on the other side is basically freedom. Like that's what it is. It's freedom. And you know, it's really cool to say that, you know, I never expected to make more money than I did before, but I do. And you know, that it's not all about money for me, and for an entrepreneur it's about having your time back, which is irreplaceable, which is more valuable than a paycheck and security. So I said I'd rather have my freedom than security, you know, and see what happens. And wow, it's been unbelievable. It's been an unbelievable journey. I cannot explain it. Like, it's really awesome, and I'm just blessed to be able to do this. Now, my next step is being able to help other people do it as well. And if there's anything that I could do, answer questions about the job or about how to, you know, anything about business related, starting your own business, branding, marketing, I would be happy to help. I'm not an expert, but I have done it for myself, and I have been pretty successful. But that's all relative to who you are and all that stuff. So, but yeah, this is probably gonna go on YouTube, and I want to help some people out. Please comment, like, if you have any questions or comments, what I should talk about next. Let's get it, because I'm really trying to help out. So, all right, have a good one.